I've built up 4 of these printed wooden tipper wagons. They're all complete apart from painting, which I'm quite looking forward to doing, although it takes some time, but they all work very nicely. These are in fact scaled up versions of the little 009 ones I made, scaled up and then of course slightly modified to suit 7mm scale. Little things like the places where wires go through are reduced in scale because they needn't be so bulky, so it's sort of slightly finer scale than the 009, simply scaled up. However, the timber thickness is the same because it's about right in true scale, and it works very nicely. So quite pleased with it. There's a little bit of weight in them because, of course, there's lead in the underside, but there is in the plywood ones I made. The chopper couplings work very nicely. Having said that, that's why, because of course it's not on the track. So that's all looking very nice indeed, and you can see that when tipped over, or if I replicate that, they're not going to actually fall over in use, which is nice, and they're stable when travelling. I've achieved that by having the pivot point about, I think it's 1.5mm towards this side, so the centre of gravity is obviously centred, but the pivot point is slightly this way, so there's more mass on the other side of the pivot point, so it's got a natural stability. So that's what's going on, and then it's self-righting by the judicious use of one strip of lead on the underside of the back edge, as it were, and then of course there's a little bit of lead between the chassis rails as well, just to help stop the thing from falling over. Now, just as a reminder, these are 14mm gauge rather than 16.5, so they'd work even better. Well, they work absolutely fine in 14mm, but they'd also work, of course, in 016.5. They'd work better if they're on rails, of course, but given they're not on rails, they work fine. The joys of radio control. So, as an experiment, they've gone very, very well. And the detail, I don't know how far we can zoom in on this. The detail is, whoops, just lost it. The detail's excellent. It's printed very nicely indeed, with bolt heads showing clearly, everything I could wish for. Now, the first 2 wagons I printed at 0.01 layer height. The second 2 I printed at 0.02. Now that halved the print time, and I think I could just see the difference in quality, but absolutely not worth fighting over at all. And I shall keep using 0.02 except on things like locos where I really want the absolute finest, and I shall keep using 0.01 on those. Anyway, there we go. That's the printed tipper wagons.